When I was young, people used to laugh at me because they thought it was lame to see a black kid in love with trains. But that was then, the people respect me now. I turned my passion into a paycheck when I became a conductor.
When you levitate to a whole nother dimension, that's pure elevation.
Clear signal, high ball. You're not just watching, you riding the throttle notcher. Where the rails run wild and the stories run deep. You're not just watching, you riding the throttle notcher. Where the midnight train to Georgia wake you out of your sleep. 2 diesels painted white and black with 100 stacks. Shake the grounds of your house if you live right by the track. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is the train man himself, Donnie here with Throttle Notches episode number 7 with my mans in the crew room, Cody Bussard. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? Good to be here with you.
All right, man. Just another day in paradise watching some NFL football, but now we got the chance to sit down and finally have a talk since you've been so busy coming out of CSX engine school, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So how's it treating you, man? What is it like being on the locomotive engineer trainee side?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely a different feeling walking up in the cab and going to the left instead of the right.
Okay, cool. Are you nervous about anything?
Man, I tell you what, my first day, I was on a yard job, and I got off the interstate in Kingsport, and my stomach went to my feet. But I'm real lucky to have some really good engineers up here, and they've taught me a lot. You learn stuff every single day, and it takes the nerves away. Still nervous, but when you start learning what you're supposed to do and the muscle memory, it gets a lot easier.
Okay, cool. So my man Cody Bussard right here, give everybody a little background check about yourself. Tell them who you are.
All right. Well, 34. Soon my fiance over here. Getting married here in March. Here's my fiance. I started out with Norfolk Southern. Went to the Blue Ridge Southern up in Asheville. To the Carolina Coastal. And now CSX going on 6 years. And about 2.5 months in the engineer training.
All right. 6 years with CSX, 2.5 months of engineer training.
Yep.
All right, cool. So the magical question I have to ask everybody: were you a rail fan growing up?
Man, I kind of kept it quiet for a long time. Probably after high school, it just became a really big hobby. But as a kid growing up, watching trains coming in out of Asheville, my grandma, well, both grandparents, we'd go get Taco Bell after school and sit down at the yard at Lyman Street in Asheville and watch trains coming in and out. And that's actually how I learned to count. So I knew I wanted to be a conductor for my whole life. So.
Okay, so where are you from originally?
I grew up in Weaverville, which is just north of Asheville.
All right, Weaverville, North Carolina.
Yep.
Man, because you've been quite a few places on your CSX journey.
Yeah, well, NS too.
All right.
I got marked up. I was in Charlotte, qualifying, and I went to Birmingham, Alabama for 10 months. And that's actually where I met Alex Will. Well, I met him right before I went down there, but we became good buddies down there.
Okay, cool. So on a little temporary transfer?
Yeah, it's temporary transfer down there.
All right.
And David Light, David Light?
David C. Light. He'll be on the show pretty soon himself. All right. So with that being said, man, so let's start from the beginning of your railroad career, Norfolk Southern. Let's walk through NS, Blue Ridge Southern, Coastal Carolina CSX. Take us back. What was everything like for you coming into Norfolk Southern?
Well, I was the typical brand new hire. Didn't know much of anything. Got lucky to work with some people like, Jeff Trull too. He taught me a lot. Got marked up, went to Birmingham, Alabama, came back to Greenville, and I ran Greenville to Linwood, Columbia to Linwood, and Linwood to Atlanta.
Okay.
their stop signal. It was kind of a whole, kind of messed up situation. But, good Lord has a reason for everything. I moved back home to Asheville, went to work for the Blue Ridge Southern for just over a year, and just kind of got burnt out, not going to lie. I went and drove a water truck for a little bit, but got the opportunity to work at the Carolina Coastal down in Wilson, North Carolina, and that was a great place. It's great people, but the Class 1 is what I like. So I got the opportunity to go to CSX, hired out in Charleston, South Carolina, and I was on the Charleston to Jacksonville, the I-37, for quite a while, and ran Florence all the way, down the A-line. But got to move home last year, right before Hurricane Helene. Moved home on Sunday, and Helene hit on Thursday or Friday. So I had to go to Etowah for, 10 months? Yeah, 10 months. Came back home, got furloughed for a week, then got back to work, and now I'm 2.5 months into engineer training.
All right, cool. So
Been everywhere.
yeah. So let's talk about the NS. Aside from you getting fired, we'll talk about that a little later. What was your hire process? In fact, how is the hire process different for each railroad that you went through?
Well, NS, they have hiring sessions, or they used to. I don't know about now, but I actually went to 9 different sessions before I finally got lucky. One I always remember was Chattanooga, Tennessee, down at the Chattanooga Choo-Choo Hotel. They were hiring for 10 spots, and they had over 350 people there. I didn't get very lucky on that one.
All right.
Got close to Knoxville a couple times, and got really close in Asheville, but finally got one in Greenville, South Carolina. So they like people with heavy equipment experience and safety.
All right. And from the NS to Blue Ridge Southern, isn't that a Watco property?
That is, yeah, they're a short run.
Okay, so what is the hire process for Watco at that point in time? And the reason I ask this question is because, different people are going to be watching these videos, and like how me and you both know, it was a point in time that in order to get hired with Norfolk Southern or get the opportunity to have an interview, you had to be invited to a hire session.
Yeah.
And then they stopped doing the invites and they started having open hire sessions.
I think they're virtual now, aren't they?
Yes, they are. I believe it may depend on where you're at.
Yeah.
Because the first interview that I had, like in recent time before I went to CSX, they had a part of it was virtual where you would answer questions on a little app that they sent you through the email, and it was like pre-written questions that you had to record yourself via cell phone answering those questions and send the video back to them. And then after you got past that point, then they may have a cell phone or a call, I should say, a call session, but it wasn't like you had the camera set up talking to anyone. You was just talking to them on the phone like a regular conversation, just in 3-way.
Yeah, I'll tell you about the CSX here in a second. NS, I had the invites and then the open session. And the Greenville that I got hired at was an open session. Now, the Blue Ridge Southern, I had my conductor qualification, and I knew Hunter Richardson. I'm sure you know that name.
Shout out Hunter. He's up there isn't he up there on the Blue Mountain and Red?
No, he's with Amtrak now.
Oh, he's with Amtrak?
Yeah, he's in Amtrak out of Charlotte.
Okay. So, engineer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's real good.
But I had a connection there at the Blue. him and a couple others kind of pulled string, and yeah, I went in for an interview and left with a job offer.
Mm-hmm.
The Carolina Coastal actually had a trade master from there reached out to me, and we negotiated the pay, and I went down there. Now, CSX was that virtual stuff,
For me,
the pre-recorded.
okay, for me, it was a pre-recorded interview. The same thing like how the NS had CSX had it the same as that way. The pre-recorded, pre-written questions that you had to record yourself on a virtual phone call and just send it back to them.
Mm-hmm.
After you got through that portion, then they decided whether or not they want to move forward with you in the hire process. They would have like a mass phone call. And it's pretty much like maybe 200 or 300 other people, and you all are talking to one another, and they will ask you to put your name and information into the little typing, whatever it is. But basically, let them know that you were present for that phone call.
Oh wow! Okay.
And everyone was just asking questions, and there was already a few people on there who had prior railroad experience, including myself. I just came from a short line side, but I was still able to answer certain questions for people who wanted to know certain things due to me having railroad experience. And once that was done, the next day you received a job offer. At least I did. I can't speak for everyone else. But like I said, it was a mass call with about 300 individuals. And not only was just us, but it was two division superintendents on the phone.
Oh wow! Okay. Yeah, I had it pre-recorded. Then HR called me and went over a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
The next one was actually with people. Well, he was a train master. I had two of them in Charleston. And then I guess they had like a question bank or something they're supposed to ask you. And then they recommended whether to hire you or not.
And you know what? As a matter of fact, I just thought about this. That's the time that I actually got hired by CSX. Now, I had two previous attempts back in 2019. The first one when I went to Richmond, Virginia. And that was an in-person interview with the yard master and the division superintendents up there in Virginia. And then I had another one where I had to go to Nashville, Tennessee, and I went to the division office and had an interview with the superintendent and the train master up there.
Okay.
The first one for Richmond, Virginia, they made me an alternate as far as people that they wanted to bring in. I wasn't directly the person that they wanted to hire, so they just made me an alternate just in case one of the other guys' interview process or their pre-hire process fell through. Then they would have selected me if I was in line. But when I went to Nashville, Tennessee, no, this was pre-COVID.
Okay, mine was during COVID. So.
Oh yeah, this was all this is pre-COVID. Besides me getting hired with CSX, this was me being hired was in 2023. But the other sessions that I'm speaking about right now is 2019, pre-COVID.
I got you.
So
yeah.
as a matter of fact, when I came out of the railroad school.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I got hired on the spot by the guys up there in Nashville, Tennessee. Unfortunately, as we all know, I had once had a little couple of charges on my background that kept me from getting hired, and that was the case with this situation right here. They rescinded my job offer, and since then, from that point on, I was able to get things expunged and was just looking for another opportunity. To be honest with you, at that point in time, I wasn't really aiming for CSX. I was just aiming for whatever opportunity was given to me.
Yeah.
And it happened to be at CSX, and I would have been happy to move up to Nashville, Tennessee to work out of the yards up there in Nashville. I'm guessing that was pretty different compared to working down here. But then at the same time, I know now and understand that had I got the job in Tennessee and wanted to move to Casey, then I would have lost all my seniority.
Yeah.
I would have lost all my seniority. So, but yes, it was different for different time frames on the railroad as far as how their hire process went.
Well, CSX made its cuts. I don't know what's going to be like now.
Hey, if I was still out there, I was, according to the guy who I work with, one of my partners who I just talked to the other day, the cutoff point was the guy directly under me.
Up here, Irwin, if I wasn't engineer training, I'd be second or third from the bottom. I mean, there's a lot of high seniority up here.
Oh, okay.
I'm the second oldest CSRA guy on the property, though.
The second oldest CSRA person on the
CSRA, yeah.
Okay, but you're not necessarily the second oldest in all, as far as all the other conductors. They came in under another. They was grandfathered in under another contract.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now I've got Western lines now. Well, I guess when I mark up. But yeah, the CSRA. I guess it's a new agreement or something.
Yeah, from my understanding, the new agreement. Once everybody got their contracts a couple years back.
Yeah.
Okay, so is Etowah? I know you guys are y'all like a weight terminal. Or what I mean by that is you guys that's your home terminal. Are you local or you long distance?
Irwin.
Oh, Irwin.
Yeah, I did Etowah on a transfer.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
We run up to Shelby, Kentucky, and then we run down to Spartanburg or to Boston.
Okay.
Which it doesn't seem like a long time, but I mean you're running 20, 25 mile an hour most of our route. So.
Yeah, to put me in mind of that crest and crawl.
Well, but it feels like you're flying, man. I'm not having but a couple of them so far. But you bring a loaded coal train down the mountain, and you got 16,000 tons pushing you. Yeah, it makes you nervous.
Well, that's the railroad, man. It's what it is and what it does. So
but
what was? Go ahead.
Decent equipment, so.
Okay. So what was your time like at NS prior to your separation?
I enjoyed it. Got to meet some great people. Alex Willis and David Light, which David Light's been like a mentor to me my whole career.
Right.
It wasn't bad. They're starting the PSR stuff, so it kind of went downhill a little bit there. But you work safe. A lot of times you're not gonna have problems.
That's true. And of course, you said you were separated from the NS. When you were separated, was there did you go to arbitration?
Well, here's where I messed up. I resigned. I went to the investigation, which it was off property. So that means you're getting dismissed basically. But I resigned before arbitration. Because the shoreline wanted me to resign before I could work there. So I had 30 days, FRA required, your certification revoked. But after that 30 days, I was ready to go at the Blues.
So your certifications, you was decertified?
Yeah. It's a stop signal is a 30-day decertification.
Oh. So after the 30 days, you have to go back and retest again or something?
I'm not sure what the process would be. I'm sure you got to do something like that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe like a return to work or something. But I went through all conductor training with the Blue.
Okay. So you ultimately resigned from the NS, and then you move over to the Blue Ridge Southern. So talk to us about that, man. I know the Waco property. You say you was a little burnt out working with them guys, but that's a short line that's kind of mysterious to me.
When I started, we were taking the coal trains in to Scotland, and we were doing a lot of storage moves on the W line. Of course, the paper mill was still open then. When I started, we were going to Asheville from Canton twice a day. Most time taking 30 to 40 cars each time. A lot of wood chips. And that's one of the coolest things about the Blue was putting them wood chip hoppers on the rollover. And getting to go in the building and see them dump them. I always thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
But I like the road. like to go, and I got bored with doing the same thing every day. Ultimately, we lost the coal contract. The Skyline there in Asheville.
Mm-hmm.
Because they went to natural gas. Which is dumb. But, it was a good feeling. It got me to be home and be with my family.
Okay. So ultimately served its purpose at that time.
Yeah, my grandma was dying with Alzheimer's.
Oh, man.
So I got to be there at the end, when she was going downhill.
Okay.
The good Lord works in mysterious ways, man.
I was just about to say that, man. You said the Lord worked in mysterious ways, and that was a way of keeping you in railroad, but keeping you close to family.
Yeah.
Okay. So didn't the Blue Ridge, didn't they lose the contract to the paper mill as well? Didn't the paper mill shut down?
They didn't lose contract, but the paper mill shut down. Yeah.
Oh. So what is it
So
like?
now they don't have. Well, I saw their train today actually. And it's mostly Giles Chemical out in Waynesville.
So in other words, they don't have a whole lot of business anymore.
I think most of their business is on the W line.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, they still got some type of work going. There's a difference between having no work and then having some work.
Yeah, and them guys out there are great. A good group of guys to work with. And, I still talk to most of them. So.
Okay, so ultimately, what made you leave Blue Ridge Southern to go down to Coastal Carolina? To the Carolina Coastal.
Well, I wanted to move away.
Oh.
That was the ultimate decision. Wanted to do my own thing for a little bit. And it was a pay raise to go to the Carolina Coastal. The train master, he's the guy I went to high school with.
Another
and
rail
he heard
fan?
What's that?
Another rail fan?
I think he was a little bit.
Oh.
But he reached out to me and said he heard I was looking for a job. So.
Okay, cool. So you leave Blue Ridge Southern and go to Carolina Coastal. And I've heard nothing but good things about that railroad company.
It's a great one. Got to meet some great people like Corey Sean.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good dude. And he's been through a lot.
Yes.
But, even him, losing like he did, he still got a smile on his face and still loves it, so.
Is he still working out there as far as like doing office work? Because originally, if I'm not mistaken, that's what he was doing first.
I talked to him in a little bit.
Oh.
I know he's going through rehab and stuff.
Right, getting himself together.
That takes a strong dude, man. So give him a little shout out on here for it.
I'm gonna have him on the show, man. I don't want to, let the people know exactly what happened with him. I want him to tell them himself.
Yeah.
But he got a hell of a story.
He does. He got testimony.
Was you working with Emmanuel Fitton at that time?
Emmanuel, Big E. He was at that Clinton Tunnel.
Oh.
But I met him down there in was it Waynesboro?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got to know him pretty good down there.
Okay. Yeah, he was at like you said at the Clinton Terminal. That was a pretty little neat operation. They were just real small.
Yeah, well now they're part of Carolina Coastal.
That's right.
So I think Big E runs the daylight job from Wilson to Chockaloonie now. So.
Hey man, he having the time of his life.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's loving it.
All right. So what was it like for you?
With him.
So what was it like for you working over at Coastal Carolina?
I didn't know what to think, to be honest with you. Because Monday through Friday railroad job, it doesn't get much better than that.
So you had to work on the weekends with the Blue Ridge?
Oh yeah.
Oh Lord.
Oh yeah. And used to have red hair. I've always preferred night shift because I burn. But yeah, it's Monday through Friday, and I stayed on the second shift down there because it's hot down there.
I bet it is. It looked like it's constantly hot.
Well, that's the biggest thing I had to adjust to. Up here in the mountains, you ain't got to worry about, alligators and stuff. But they're in every pond down there. If you're around Columbia, you know how it goes.
Yeah, you know I
Water
know.
moccasins.
Yeah, you know I know.
Hey, I tell you what, the one place me and you went, watering, I used to hate those streams.
Be honest with you, man, I never had a bad experience out there watery, not on the cold train or on the L624. I never had a bad experience. I have come across snakes, but they weren't like bothering me or nothing like that. They were just probably going across the tracks. But now on the back end, boars, oh Lord.
Yeah. Around that switch, if you're coming from Florence, you gotta walk in, you gotta get the one on the main line, you gotta get the one at the Apex.
Right.
Yellow jackets and everything in there.
Yeah, I never had a bad experience, but anytime I came on that switch, had to look at it thoroughly because you never know what's sitting on there.
Oh yeah.
So, Carolina Coastal, I'm pretty sure you enjoyed your time down there.
Oh, I loved it. If I had not got hired by CSX, I'd still be there.
Okay.
So, it's a good company.
And you pretty much were saying that, you acted the fool once you realized that you had a Monday through Friday job, weekends off.
It was good, man. Met some great people. Me and Big E and Corey, I can't tell me nights we spent out till you look down, it'd be 8 o'clock at night, down there in Waynesboro.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look up and look back down, it's 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Just sitting out there having a good time, enjoying yourselves.
Oh, yeah.
So is Waynesboro, is that like a little city?
It's a city, but they got the model train club there.
Oh, that's why y'all spend all that time.
Oh, yeah. Anybody I'm assuming they're still there. It's been a while. But I'd highly recommend checking out that club.
Okay, cool.
Maybe you can get a link from your Kayshawn or Emmanuel, and they can put it in there or something.
Well, I see with Kayshawn, he be setting up, running his little model train. So it's pretty decent from what I can see.
It's massive.
Ah.
You walk in, you be like, holy cow.
All right. So you say ultimately you got the urge, you got that mainline itch, you got that class 1 itch. CSX. Yeah. Well, first and foremost, if I'm not mistaken, you attempted to go back to the NS, correct?
Yeah. I was hired, ready to go, and superintendent decided not to give me a shot because what had happened with the stop signal. But I just keep saying, man, God works in mysterious ways.
Right, because you're where you want to be.
Yeah, I love where I'm at.
All right, Mr. CSX, locomotive engineer trainee. So tell us about going into CSX and just from the beginning to where you at now.
Well, I got hired. I had 3 different places I could have gone. The choices were Charleston, Atlanta, or Jacksonville. I chose Charleston. My brother lives down there on Folly Beach. So I moved in with him. Did a lot of RCO down there. Ran the main line in Jacksonville a lot. And then, people talked, and I figured out where the money was. And I was up in Florence. I mean, you know about that. Them long hauls to Jacksonville and Waycross. So I moved up there and started holding the extra board the road board up there. And I did that for a while. But I had that itch to want to come home. Run the clinch field because it's where I grew up watching stuff.
Right. So
I'd check the seniority all the time, just kind of seeing where I stood. Well, I watched it for about 6 months, and I saw, okay, well, I can stand for working at least, right? So I prayed about it, and I said, well, let's do it. So I moved home, and I moved home on Sunday. Me and Haley started dating like in the middle of this, but moved home on Sunday, and Hurricane Helene hit on Thursday or Friday or whatever it was. So that wiped out the whole rail line from like Spruce Pine all the way to Irwin. So 10 months down to Edwa, running to Atlanta, and just here we are.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, he had a heck of a journey getting from the NS to the CSX to where he at now.
Well, you hit a bump in the road, and it's all about how you respond, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Sometimes you gotta dig deep, and you gotta battle it out, and you find your way on the other end.
All right, man. One thing I noticed about you, man, you have a very strong Christian faith. What is that like working on the railroad, especially like when you're on a class one and you have to go to an away terminal that might be in a hotel in a nice little city or whatnot, and you may be wanting to go out and have fun with your co-workers and have a drink or so, but then you may see, for an example, I'm not saying that you have, but some young ladies that may want to entertain you. How has your Christian faith kept you grounded in the railroad industry?
Just keep praying, man. Just walk the line, and you know what you got to risk, and you just don't let yourself get tempted.
Okay. And what was it like before you started dating your fiance?
You just walk the line, man. Keep praying. We were friends for 5 years before we started dating.
Okay.
And I guess when you know, you know.
All right. So with that being said, we're going to my subject matter to you for this episode is going to be relationships on the railroad. You know, since you have a fiance and y'all been dating pretty much, like you said, maybe what? How long y'all been dating now?
Well, we've been together for a year and a half.
Okay, a year and a half, and y'all known each other previously for 5 years. What made you decide that, you know, dating was something that you wanted to do, even though you was employed by the railroad and you was working and going long distance?
Well, what's crazy, when we first started, like, talking and stuff, I was running to Jacksonville. And I'll just send you I got a picture going through Folsom, Georgia.
All right.
She'd stay up, and I'd tell her about the time, you know, I was going to be going through there. And, you know, I'd stick a sign out the window or something like that. I got one with a slow order. It was like one of my last trips, I think. Yeah. And I made a sign that says, "Hey, Haley, I love you." And I walked out the back door and held the sign out. And she was watching, of course. She heard it. But I think this one right here, she could probably train chase with the best of us.
Okay.
She's got that Google Earth, and she'll map out a spot, and she'll chase the train to it.
Okay, cool.
So she loves it.
All right. So do she love trains as far as that's one of her passions, or is it more so because that's what you're doing for a living?
Well, we can ask her. You like them? She likes to chase me.
So she like to chase you, not the train. All right.
But it's a tough lifestyle. I'm just real lucky and blessed.
All right.
Everybody up there on the Clinch field knows her car. She follows us all the time.
Cool, man. So you basically living the dream right now.
Yeah, it's we're 2 months away from the wedding. I'm going north this week on the Clinch field.
Okay.
I'm sure she'll find a way to chase me up there.
So, I'm gonna say it. what has her faith? How strong is her faith in being able to deal with the fact that you are going out of town quite often on these trains? Because the reason I'm putting emphasis on this, because we both know that the railroad industry is home to some of the craziest divorces and craziest child support cases and things of that nature. And I'm not jinxing you or your relationship. It's just the fact that a lot of people who are married will always tell you, when you work on the railroad as an engineer or a conductor, or even track maintenance guys, people that are in the blue collar field of the railroad that actually have to travel and work, you have to have a strong spouse beside you.
Yeah, well, there's something we've done since the very beginning.
Right.
No matter if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, whatever, we always pray with each other before we leave. And I wear my cross necklace. And I feel like I carry this. We love each other and trust each other. And that's something you gotta have in a strong relationship. We don't ever fight. There's been times when we didn't agree on something, but we know that the goal is for us to grow stronger, and we're committed to each other.
All right. So being committed while working on the railroad, that's your way. You keep God first, and you pray. I'm pretty sure you pray when you're tempted.
Yeah, I mean, when you got who you love and you chase for someone, I don't believe there has to be temptation.
Nah, that's true. That's true.
Because why would you go after something when you got what you want?
Now that's very true. That's very true. Temptation come in any shape, form, or fashion. Not just ladies, just being tempted to do the wrong thing out there on the railroad.
Yeah, you gotta control your mind.
All right. So, question. So, since you have a strong Christian faith, has any of your co-workers ever attempted to mess with you because of your faith?
I've really not had much problem.
Oh.
I mean, there's always a couple people you're not going to agree with or get along with. But you got to have thick skin. And you just got to know let stuff go.
Right.
One of my big advice for somebody brand new, you're going to hear a lot of negative stuff. Let it go in one ear and out the other. Somebody that's acting miserable and been out there 25 years, they're still out there.
Right, that's true. Woo. You preach it to the crowd right there. Because I don't understand, some of these guys that's, like you said, they're very miserable, and they would talk crap and really try to purposely discourage you from coming to the railroad. But I'm like this: if it's so bad, then why you still here?
I mean, I know it's changed a lot. I'm definitely not an old head, not even close. But they put money in my bank account every 2 weeks.
That's true. That's very true. So with that being said, let me ask you this question: when you say that you're not an old head, which is indeed true, things do change on the railroad. But why do you think, and this is just my opinion, I think a lot of the old heads don't hold themselves accountable for a lot of the changes, because, and I say that because a lot of the changes are implemented because a lot of the things that the old heads used to do back in the day.
They used to do some crazy stuff.
Yes.
You hear stories.
Yes. Because they say, man, things ain't the same no more. It ain't how it used to be when we was out here. Yeah, but part of the reason that it's not the same, but look at some of the stuff, like you said, the wild stuff that y'all was doing back then.
Mm-hmm.
Not just with not just with the railroad work, but some of the things I've heard about people not taking advantage of their time, and just doing things like being on the clock and not being on the premises and things of that nature. I'm like, y'all can't get mad at the changes when you're partially the reason why it's changed.
Well, I mean, everything's evolved.
Right.
Like them little cameras that are up in the ceiling. That's changed everything. I had a KCS motor that had one behind us and two up in the corner in front of us. So.
Cool. So with that being said, it's story time, my man.
Oh boy.
4 different railroads under your belt. 2 class 1s, 2 short lines. Give us some good stories, man, because I know, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you and engineer Eric Betts catch the OCS train?
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Running 79 mile an hour. That was coming through Yemisi. That was wild. Um, I've been run up the side of a rail car by coyotes before. Oh,
How did that
it
happen?
was scary, dude. Because when I was with NS on that transfer down in Birmingham, we were going from Birmingham to Chattanooga. We were in Battelle, Georgia, and had to line the train into the side, and then line the switchback and walk up. Start hearing coyotes howling around me. Then you start seeing eyeballs. I was like, no, sir, not today. Climbed up on top of a tank car. I just waited.
Did they leave eventually?
Eventually, yeah.
How long did it take
But
for them to get away?
The other crane came through.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, that's probably the most scared I've ever been.
So how long of a walk was that?
It was when trains weren't quite 10,000 feet yet. 10,000 feet was considered a monster, dude. Now 10,000 feet is kind of normal.
To be honest with you.
See, what else we got? I've actually been on the OCS 3 times. CSX. When the Blue Ridge opened back up, I had called the deadhead to Spartanburg and brought it up from Spartanburg to Irwin. And that was actually my first full trip through the gorge after they rebuilt it.
Was you deadhead for the Santa train?
No, they had like a reopening ceremony.
Oh.
It was a couple weeks before the ceremony. But that was pretty cool. Worked in a lot of snow. Oh, you got it. And there's been all kinds of stuff.
All right, so give us a story for each railroad. You just gave us one. You get run up by coyotes. You gave us one.
NS. Blue Ridge Southern. I mean, it was always a story of stuff. Going to work the coal trains. Hunter had me kind of working the coal trains before I was actually qualified. We used to get done and go to Waffle House there in Canton. And we had some fun times there. Carolina Coastal was right there in the middle of COVID. So, that was, those times were rough.
Oh.
Climbed up on a car to try to get away from a bear one time there. There's a place called Middlesex. And we were putting cars in storage. I had a brakeman. He cut the engines off and they were running around and come back to get me. And I saw eyes, and I didn't have any kind of protection with me that day. So I climbed up on top of a grain car just to try to get away from it. I mean, it wasn't coming after me or nothing, but I'd rather be up away from it,
Right. You better safe than sorry.
Yeah. And CSX, I mean, it's been pretty cool to get to run the passenger train 3 times so far.
Okay.
Got to meet some pretty cool people. Pretty high people in the company, too.
All right.
So.
So you have any memorable trips when you took your transfer to Etowah?
Well, there was one time we were 7.5 hours leaving Atlanta. Atlanta is it's a bottleneck. You got trains coming from several different directions.
That's right.
And ever since they got rid of that yard down there, I guess, there's just just not much room for it. But it was actually not very eventful down there.
Okay.
Just 10 months that I was away from home.
Away from home, dreaming about going back home.
Yep.
So ultimately, man, how did it feel getting that phone call saying that the clinch field was reopened? Because that was a big event. That was big.
Yeah. I'm just so thankful that Joe rebuilt it. Heinrichs. I know you've communicated with him. It was a major project. If you see pictures of like all the trees and stuff that are still down,
right?
I mean, it looks like toothpicks going through that gorge. Like where the winds is, I guess the wind, whatever it's called. It just looks like a bunch of toothpicks. And the project itself was just unreal.
All right, man. With that being said, y'all, both of us, man, we gotta give a standing ovation or some type of ovation to Joe Hendricks. That brother, he came in and he changed the culture of CSX. And we're just going to leave it at that because I guarantee you, me, you, and everybody else that has worked for CSX in these last several years do not appreciate what happened to him.
Yeah, I mean, he was a down-to-earth guy. That's what happens when, Wall Street's involved.
I really feel like that was a slap to all our face.
Yeah. Can't really say too much, but...
Yeah, we're just going to leave it at that, but I have to salute him because, like I said, he helped change the culture of the company in the last several years, and for things to go down the way that it went down, we don't agree with it, but, we can't make a change about it either, so we're just going to leave it at that.
That's right.
All right, but again, salute to that brother. He did the best that he could, and he turned the company around.
Yeah, and the morale got a lot better. I know there's a lot of cuts going on right now, but, we'll make it through.
All right. So, this is the part of the show where I allow you, the guest, to give advice to the current, future, and the newcomers that's trying to come in. Anybody who wants to take the railroad as far as locomotive engineers and conductors as a possible job in the future, or possible career move, I should say, what would be some of your advice, especially for those who are rail fans?
Well, you gotta be able to separate it. Don't go out and make it obvious that, you like trains. I mean, it is what it is. If you don't have thick skin, you're gonna get some grief. But, just stay focused. Your first couple years, you're not going to know much. But you need to focus on learning how to, have situational awareness. Know everything that's going on all around you. When you do train, you're going to learn something from everybody. But your first trip marked up, you're going to learn more than you did your entire training period. As far as somebody's trying to get on, heavy equipment, or try to get on with a short line. They like heavy equipment experience though, and when you're going through the interviews, safety. They're gonna ask how a situation where something was unsafe, and what'd you do. And I guess when you're new, well, anytime at all, if you're ever in doubt, go the safest route.
That's right. All right,
and
so
just stay that way.
All right, my man. So I have to ask you this question since you work for 2 Class 1s and 2 different short lines. What do you really prefer? Because you like the money for that Class 1, but you enjoyed your time off on the weekends for a short line. If you really had to pick one or the other for the rest of your life to finish your career out, would you finish it out where the money is strong or where you will have better time with your family. Because even though you're in the fiance stage, you're in the engagement stage right now, you know, you get married and y'all have children, you would like to have some time with your children. But being at a class one, if you don't have that type of seniority, it may be a while before you can even gain that type of privilege, as I should say.
Yeah. I love the class one. Like being able to do stuff I want to do and not have to worry about pinching pennies as much.
Right.
Let's see. I could see myself maybe at the end finishing up at a short run possibly. Just depending on what doors God opens up. But I think I'm where I'm at right now because I stayed faithful and just followed the path. But yeah, I prefer the class one.
Okay, cool, man. You're a class one man. And don't get me wrong, I prefer the class one based on the monetary wise, but when it comes to being able to spend time with your family, me personally, brother, as a man who's able-bodied and goes out to work, one of the things I've always tried to pride myself on, whether I was at a class one, short line, or just a regular job, I like the idea of working Monday through Friday, coming home on a Friday night, taking a nice shower, putting on a nice outfit, and going out with my son and his mother at that point in time. And, you know, just going out on the town, having some pizza, going to the park, and enjoy a Friday night with my family. But you could get that at a class one, but you have to have the seniority to hold a job that allows that. Versus being able to go to a short line railroad where the majority, if I'm not mistaken, I'll just say the majority of short lines that I know of, you have that luxury. You just don't have that type of monetary gain unless you're probably an engineer or somebody that's in management.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing about our relationship too. I go to Spartanburg or Boston. A lot of times she'll come down there and stay with me.
Oh, and you know that's crazy when you say that because where you at, you're not too far away.
We're in Weaverville, which is halfway between Irwin and Spartanburg or Boston. So we kind of got a good spot.
Okay, so when you in the hotel room, she come to her hubby.
Yeah, she comes.
Oh, you
she's
big.
over smiling right now.
Oh, you big teddy bear, you. Hey man, that's dope, man. That you at a location to where your wife can actually travel, or your fiance. I'm gonna stop saying fiance. Your wife. That's what that is. That's who she is. Where your wife can actually come to you at the hotel. You can see her at home, and you can see her at the hotel.
Yep.
I mean,
it doesn't always work out like that.
Say that again.
She works a Monday through Friday job, so the weekends, most times she comes with me.
Okay, cool.
You're not gonna have that everywhere. So.
That's true. That's very true. So my next question: would you rather work at of course you're at CSX right now. Do you think it'd be more you would be more at peace, I should say, if you worked at a terminal that allowed you to come home at night, or are you okay with being on the road?
I mean, I like my own bed, but it's just one of those things you get used to.
Say that again.
I mean, I like my own bed, but it's just one of the things you get used to. So,
okay.
I mean, I'm comfortable in the hotel too.
Because of course, you know me being in Casey, we was local. I came home to my own bed every night.
Oh yeah, you had them good money days to cross too.
Say that again.
You had them good money days to cross.
And every now and then, you know.
That's right.
Every now and then, you know, I catch a train to go to cross, and then, you know, I'm not going to say it was very rare, but, you know, more days we would drop and swap versus actually just having to pull in, get off the train, just get in the van to go home.
Yeah.
Now, I've had plenty of both, but, you know, it's okay to get off the train and then go straight to the van. And instead of that van taking you to the other side of the cross to get on the empty, to bring it back, you're going home. Either way, you're going to get paid.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing I love about Florence. Get called to go to cross, get called to Casey. Take one to cross, bring one back to Casey, and then head back to Florence.
Oh, you got deadheaded to and from.
Yeah,
Drop
that
in,
was
swap,
good.
and then get back on. Have you been to Cope when you was down out of Florence?
I never went to Cope. They were running a couple of them, but I never caught one.
Man, I was so mad that one day I was in line to catch a Cope, and I was looking at the tablet the whole morning trying to figure out how everything was gonna go. A coal train got called, a yard job got called, and another yard job got called, and that put me first out to catch the coal train. But the guys who went on the coal train, when they got to the power plant to drop and swap drop the load to pick up the empty, the DPU on the empty was dead.
Yeah.
No, not the DPU. The lead engine was dead. And they had to do some maneuvering around because all of them was engineer qualified on that crew to do some maneuvering around just to get the DP on the head so they could have power. And lo and behold, I get a phone call. I'm jumping for Jehoshaphat, thinking, yes, I can finally go to Cope. We need you to go to relieve the R648.
Man. Well, you never know what I protected you from, though, either. That's one story I'll tell you about CSX. Remember that head-on collision in Folkston, Georgia?
That's right.
I was lined up to be on that train.
Which one? The intermodal?
The 31 going south. I was lined up to catch 31 going south.
Uh-huh.
You know that crew that was on that 32 to hit the rock train or whatever?
That's right.
I got called for a dog catcher. And man, I was mad because I wanted that money in Jacksonville, right?
Right.
Well,
the Lord working mysterious ways.
Yeah, they worked down 31, came back on 32, and he saw what happened.
Yes, I did. Hey, man, before we say anything else, shout out to them brothers. Shout out to both of those brothers. My OG, Eric Betts. Conductor, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that Parker, wasn't it?
Yeah, Parker, yeah.
Parker and Eric, shout out to them boys right there. My OGs. Hey, we miss y'all out there.
Yeah, they were both. I think Parker might be back. I'm not sure. I don't think Eric is, but I think Parker might be.
I don't think Eric's coming back because he was so close to retirement.
Yeah, he's right off in the sunset, man. He deserved it.
Hey, he really did. Him and his wife both, they put in work out there on the railroad.
Yep.
And again, man, shout out to Eric Betts and his wife, the lovely Miss Leslie Betts. Both locomotive engineers working for CSX. When I was out there, they was out of Casey. And Eric would go to Florence every now and then.
I was lucky enough to catch him that one time. So.
All right. Shouts out to the both of them. Shouts out to Parker. And, hey, man. Despite me being in the boat that I'm in, I always tell people, man, despite me being in my situation with CSX currently being run off, I don't really have anything bad to say about the company because they was good to me. I just screwed up.
It happens. I mean, but you just keep your head up and never know what'll happen, man.
Hey, man, I'm never going to be down about the situation. I mean, of course, I was in the beginning, but, you know, I looked at it this way. It had to be a blessing in disguise because had I been out there now, I might be furloughed.
Yeah, there's a good chance of it.
A very good chance because, like I was saying, I talked to one of my partners. The cutoff for the furlough so far was just one guy under me. So
they cut pretty deep.
Yeah, so I'm blessed in that, you know, I'm not furloughed, but then on the back end, I don't have a job either. So, or at least a railroad job. You know, I'm still working now. So with that being said, it's the time of the segment that we call your Picture Perfect Run. You get to pick the railroad, the subdivision, the power, the train, time of year, type of weather, time of day. What is your Picture Perfect Run on the railroad? And you can have more than one.
I one the other day.
Break it down.
Got 2 AHs on the clinch field. I gotta say the clinch field. That's where I'm at now. Couple AHs, empty hopper train. It was about, we went on duty at 1:15. Went down to Boston, got on an empty full train, and brought it up to Irwin. Thing ran track speed the whole way. Didn't work me too hard. Just, it's a good one to learn on too. But I missed some Iowa 31s and 33s.
Okay.
Running 70 mile an hour.
You missed them pigs,
huh? 70 mile an hour south Savannah was kind of fun.
Okay. When you worked at Etowah, did you catch any intermodals to Atlanta?
They have 197 and 196.
Okay.
They go from Etowah to Savannah.
So they're the ones that used to run down, not run down 6th Street, run down the Georgia Road at one point.
I think so, yeah.
You know, as a matter of fact, they back down the Georgia Road now.
Are they? Okay, well, a lot of times you leave Etowah engine light, you go down to Ferry, which is the inland port, and pick up 2,000 feet, make it down to Atlanta about 3.5, 4 hours.
2,000 feet, that's short.
Yeah.
That ain't a whole lot.
They pick a lot up in Fairburn.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of times when they get to Savannah, they're 10, 11,000 feet. Yeah.
Sheesh. And I know that to be true because I remember watching the reverse, what it was, the 198 back before they changed it from 196 to 197. It was the 198 that was leaving, coming in from Savannah. I caught that joker coming through Esther, South Carolina, and then down there at the Y at Fairfax, coming around that Y to get on the Augusta subdivision. It was 1 and 1, one hit, one on the head, one in the middle. Man, it took. It seemed like it took forever for that train to successfully come off of that Columbia sub onto the Augusta sub.
That's one trip that I don't miss at all. Going from Charleston to Augusta. You go down to Yemassee and you get on. The way they do EC1s down there is kind of crazy. So I went there a couple times, and I mean they're big money days, but just too many easy ways to mess up.
Okay, so the Augusta subdivision, that's EC1 territory?
Where we got on in Yemassee, it was.
Oh.
Something about like EC1, but then they had signal sidings or something.
Yeah, they got signals on that line. It might not be all the way through.
Yeah, I just remember a bunch of EC1s.
Oh. So what train you ran on that subdivision from Charleston to Augusta?
It used to be empty coal trains.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, coming from
Middleton. All right.
Yeah.
Because I remember it was once a freight train that used to run both ways, but I think they're just running out of Augusta now, and it's cut back. They turn local.
I think they go down to Savannah, don't they? They pick up the freight in Savannah, maybe.
No.
I don't remember.
No, no. The Charleston train that used to go Charleston to Augusta, if I'm not mistaken, is running from Augusta, and then they'll turn and go back to Augusta.
Huh. Okay.
What that is the L611.
Okay. Yeah, they used to come to Charleston, lay over,
That's
and then go back. Yeah.
That's right. Cool.
Brought a lot of chip cars from Middleton. Or not Middleton, the paper plant down there in Charleston.
Oh. Cool. So, Cody, my man, it's that time of the night. I know the crew caller just contacted you for you to get ready to get on the train for the night. So with that being said, man, I want you to give everybody if they want to get in contact with you and talk with you about the railroad industry yourself, what would be, are you open to giving them your social media information?
Yeah, it's Cody Bussard on Facebook. You can look me up on your friends. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I don't always see messages, but you know, it gets when you're in the flow.
All right. Well, there you have it, guys. Cody Bussard, Throttle Notches episode number 7. My friend, he just got called to come on to the train. He just got called for the crew caller to get on this train for the night. He's going to be leaving the crew room in just a second. Major shout outs again to the people that we named: Joe Henricks, Eric Betts, his lovely wife, Miss Leslie Betts, Parker Resonant, and all the OGs out there at CSX that I've had the pleasure of working with at my short time there in the company. This brother right here, he's been very influential for me to leave the LC Railroad to go to CSX. And, you know, he been saying for the longest, man, come on out here, man, CSX the place to be. And I finally took him up on this offer to see what it was like. And, again, I enjoyed my time there at that for the, you know, the time being. I had some mishaps, of course, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. You learn, you live and you learn.
Yep, just bounce back, man.
All right, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Throttle Notches episode number 7. My man, Cody Bussard. You just got called for the train. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is Throttle Notches. You don't just watch us, you ride on the Throttle Notches. Y'all have a good night.
Have a good night.
Big traffic on my tracks, call me CSX. High ballin' that throttle, you should see me flex. You ain't on what I'm on a manifest. You don't like what I'm doing, you should see what's next. That diesel sound like a jet, brave train on the scratch. Denzel with the freight, immortal can't be late. Money train with my gang, Donnie doing his thing. Catch him late night Sunday, double stack motor running. Metro on the subway, I ain't talking about Washington State. Locked in for the politics, learn how we be haulin'. Big checks in my bank, I think I'm UPN. I don't got no friends, just dividends, big Benjamins. Life hard on the railroad, pushing hard like Thomas. It's worth it all in the end, when you make it deep out the tunnel. Retirement checks in the stash, a few commas in the safe. Travel underground, cross states, you don't know my location.
You're not just watching, you riding the Throttle Notcher, where the rails run wild and the stories run deep.